Welcome to today's session. In last session, we studied the motivation concept. In this session, we will continue to unit number 7. So, next topic is the leadership. So, leadership is a concept for highlighting what is leadership in one sentence. The leadership is getting other people to follow you. It is simple, short. In a short sentence, we can call what is a leadership. Leadership also we can define to do things willingly which you want them to do. So leadership also the leader has to do the things willingly when the followers will follow the leader. Leadership also to inspire confidence and trust, to build the confidence and trust in people's heart, so the people will give the maximum cooperation to the leader, so and it is within the control of the manager. For a definition, we can summarize the leadership as ability to persuade others to seek defined objective. So whatever the objective set that we have to seek, we have to complete. So ability to persuade others, others mean the employees, to seek defined objectives enthusiastically, and it is the human factor which binds group together and motivates toward the goal. So leadership is also a group factor, a human factor which binds the group together so that enterprise will achieve their objectives easily. So to become a leader, what qualities the human should have? So we will look at the qualities, innate abilities, the abilities required to become a leader. So first quality, the first ability is the leader should have a sense of mission. This means he should define what they have to achieve. The education also he should educated in technical backgrounds, also in the management background. So then and then he should lead the group and motivate the group towards the goal of the organization. The accomplishments, the acceptability, the acceptability from the peoples, from the subordinates, the self-denial is the property that he should not self-indulge in the activity. The acuteness is to handle the shop floor activities and handling the work and changing work environments. We remain alert to the situations happening and provide a solid decision, provide a good decision to that situations. High intelligence, he should be intelligent so that he can bring him downwards to their subordinate level and handle their problems, provide the solutions to their problems, and again go back to their higher level higher level position, job position. He should have a high character. A high character means he should be disciplined, he should be loyal to the goal of the organization, he should have carry out the uh, procedures laid out by the organization to achieve the goal. The administration means to cope up with the changing environment, to cope up with the job profiles. Next property, next quality, the leadership should have is the maturity. Next is the job competence. He should know the what actually job is, how much complexity it having, and to whom job should be allotted. Next is the analysis and judgment. He should analyze the situation and make a judgment. Initiative. He should took initiative whenever there is a lack of motivation among the peoples. He should initiate the things whenever there is a risk involved. He should take the calculated risks. Energy. He should have a higher energy. The attitude towards the complex problems. Group spirit. The flexibility. He should be flexible to the changing job environments, the competitions from other forums or from the other environments, and changing accordingly. Constructive, creative, and independent thinking. He should be constructive about his future plans, the future conditions the organization is going. He should be creative and independent thinking. He should be creative to form out the plan which organization will follow according to the organization's strength. Next is the knowledge of industrial psychology and human relations. He should have the knowledge of industrial psychology so that he can entertain the employees in their critical situations. Self confidence. He should have the self reliability, self assurance. Vision. He should have nice gaze of the future for the changing organization environments. After studying the leadership qualities, what type of leadership we organization should follow? It is a uh, complex choice. So we have three choices. First one is the choices we can call as leadership styles. So to first choice to which leadership to choose, or first type of the leadership style, is the authoritarian or the autocratic style. So in this leadership style, the leader tells her employees that what to do and how to do it. So leaders will tell his employee that about a task, what to do, and how to complete that task without getting their advices. So he will not entertain the advices or the suggestions from the subordinates, but directly he will tell the task and the responsibilities associated with the task. Also, leader will not inform about the future plans, and future steps will remain uncertain. So, as we discussed, leader himself will tell about the task and how to complete the task. So, future steps will remain absent from the subordinates. So it is the negative style, as subordinates remain uninformed and subordinates will feel insecure and will remain afraid of the leader, because afraid here word indicates that they will not able to judge the future, they will not able to judge the future steps associated with the task. So they will always remain in insecure position and will remain afraid. So obviously it is old fashioned but works well in some cases. So the cases we will study here, all policies here about the task allotted to the subordinates are determined by leader without the consultation from outside. And this type of the leadership have tighter control and supervision over persons. This type of the leadership will succeed only when, as we seen a point here, old-fashioned but works well in some cases. So it only succeeds when subordinates shirk work but want security. Subordinates try to avoid the task or the work, but they want the job security. So in that cases, this type of the leadership succeeds and works well. Also, whenever there is a lack of initiative, the subordinates will avoid to take the initiative. In that cases, this type of the leadership will succeed. The advantages for this type of the leadership are quick decisions possible, means the decisions are taken by the one leader only. There is no any consultation from the subordinates, there is no any solution system, there is no any discussion between leader and subordinates. So quick decisions will be taken by the leader. Also, people simply work for the fear of punishment and remain disciplined. So this is a positive advantage from the organization perspective. Next type of the leadership is the participative or the democratic style. So in this type of the leadership, the leader includes one or more employees in the decision making process from the subordinates, but the leader normally maintains the final decision making authority. So leader normally maintains the final decision to himself, and by doing this he will maintain the authority to himself. So this type of the leadership is the most popular in the today's era. In this type of the leadership, the leader discusses and consults with his subordinates and uh, draws out the ideas from the subordinates, supervises the um, followers, that is the employees, and help them to create the policy about the task defined to them. This type of the leadership promotes the participation of employees in the decision process, and it develops the strong teamwork because subordinates are also involved in the decision making process. So obviously teamwork will get promoted, it will be improved. So subordinates are involved in the decision making process, so they already know the long term plans on which they are working, thus they are kept informed, so they will not feel the insecurity about the task. This type of the leadership succeeds only when the subordinates also feel their responsibility, so they should have the dignity about maintaining the responsibility or keeping the responsibility about the task and fulfilling the task completely. Also, they don't take the undue advantages of the leadership. So, whenever the employees are in a state that they will not find the wrong advantages from the leadership style, then and then this type of the leadership implemented in the organization. Advantages of this leadership style are the it motivates and improves the attitude about the work, and democratic style promotes the healthier relations between the workers and the management because both are readily involved in the decision making process, so it develops the healthy relations. It also minimizes the employee grievances it raises the employee morale. So in both the later cases, former cases, it minimizes the grievances and increases the morale as they are involved in the decision making process. Third type of the leadership style is the delegate or laissez-faire or free reign type of the leadership style. This type of the leadership where the leader allows the employees to make the decisions. So however, the leader is still responsible for the decisions that are made. So authority is given to the subordinates where subordinates make the decisions, and still the leader will remain the responsible for the decisions taken by the subordinates. So as the definition as the concept we studied for this type of leadership, we can say that this type of the leadership is the most difficult to implement. Also, leader acts as a information center and exercises minimum control. So minimum control is up to the leader, and he will remain as an information center, means he will only provide the information related to the task defined or the next activity need to do. So he only provides the information. The leader depends on subordinates' sense of responsibility and good judgment of the subordinates. So to implement this type of leadership, subordinates should have good knowledge, good education, they should have good sense of the judgment, they should have good sense of the responsibility, they should accept the responsibility of the task, and they should accomplish within the stipulated time. Then this type of the leadership will succeed. In this type of the leadership, the complete freedom for individual or the individual in the group decision with minimum leader participation. So although so subordinates make the decision, so there is a complete freedom for the individuals working in the group, and there is a minimum leader participation. There is no any attempt of appraise or regulate the course of the events. There is no any appraisal from the leader, and leader will not regulate the course of the events. The subordinates themselves regulate the event and decide the event. Subordinates establish their own goal and solves their own problems. So it will succeed only when the subordinates are highly educated and intelligent, brilliant. They should have good sense of the responsibility,